Hello everybody, this is Gemini Jets 1975 coming at you with another video today. I will be doing a realistic LAX airport update number 3. As usual, I have a few special assistants with me today. In the background is Batman the cat. Everybody say hello to Batman. Also we have Aviation Winnipeg, say hello. And we have Qatar Airways Fan 101, say hello.
Hello.
And then we have Bryce's Aviation and Sirens, say hello.
Hi guys.
Alright guys, thank you very much for joining me today, and let me get started with the LAX airport update. I haven't done one of these in a while. I believe the last time was when I had the layout that actually kind of resembled LAX. But I thought I'd bring it back because it looked like things were getting a little bit stale on the channel. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, back here in the back we have a WestJet Boeing 737-700, and it is arriving as WestJet Flight 1696 from Vancouver. Next to that, we have an Air Canada Airbus A319, and it is arriving as Flight 775 from Montreal. Okay, and now let's go to the Terminal A here. Back there in the corner, we have, let's see, an Allegiant Airbus A319, and the Allegiant A319 is operating as Flight 307, arriving from Reno. Alright, next we have the Spirit Airbus A319. Let me see here. Okay, Spirit A319 is operating as Flight 502, and it's arriving from Oakland. Next to that, the United Boeing 757 as Flight 758, arriving from Newark. Okay, next to that is the United Eco Skies 739, and that is departing as Flight 1276 to Cancun. Alright, and then next in line we have the United 737-800, and that is departing as Flight 780 to San Jose del Cabo, otherwise known as Cabo San Lucas. Excuse me. Then next to that we have the regular United 739, and that is operating as Flight 719, departing for Denver. Okay, next, start the American gates. We have the American Airbus A321. That is operating as Flight 998, arriving from Orlando. Next to that we have the American 737-800 in the TWA Heritage colors, operating as Flight 2544, arriving from Mexico City. Okay, next we have the American 757-200, and 757-200 is operating as Flight 491, arriving from Phoenix. Then we have the American A319, that is operating as Flight 2663, and that is departing for Austin, Texas. Then we have an American 738 regular colors operating as Flight 240, departing for Washington, Reagan. Back here we have the American 787-8, and that is operating as Flight 216, arriving from Sao Paulo. Then we have the American 777-200, and that is operating as Flight 135, arriving from London Heathrow. Okay, next we have a Qantas 744 that is operating as Qantas Flight 16, and that is departing for Brisbane. Batman, you better get off right now. Everyone, the airport is being attacked by Batman. And something just happened to some of the planes. Alright. Wow. That has not happened in a very long time. So that is 2 videos in a row where the video got attacked by Batman. Okay. Last time that happens. Just kidding. Okay, now we have the United 744 And the United 744 should not be in here. But just for the heck of it, he's going to go out to London Heathrow. Next to that, we have the United 787. That is operating as Flight 32, and it will also be departing for Tokyo Narita. Alright, so let's move on to Terminal C. So in the back there, we have a Frontier Airbus A320 in the, what is it called, Griswold the Bear livery. That is operating as Flight 403, departing for Denver. Okay, then we have a Virgin America Airbus A319 operating as Flight 874, and that is departing for Dallas Love. Next, we have a Southwest 737-300, and that is operating as Flight 2166, arriving from Reno. Then we have the Southwest 737-700 in, what do you call that, the classic Desert Gold livery, and that is operating as Flight 1925, departing for Chicago Midway. And then next to him, we have a Southwest 737-700 in new livery, and he is operating as Flight 2655, departing for Albuquerque. Alright, next is the JetBlue Airbus A320 in the I Love New York livery, and he is operating as Flight 488, departing for Boston. Next to him is the JetBlue Airbus A321, and he is operating as Flight 123, arriving from JFK. Okay, if you go into the back there, there's another JetBlue A320, and he is operating as Flight 700 and will be departing for Fort Lauderdale. Back there is a Southwest 737-700 with winglets. And let's see, he is operating as Flight 5611, and he is departing for San Jose, California. Okay. Right here on the taxiway, I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way before I forget. There's a Southwest 737-300. He is operating as Flight 3365, and he will be departing for Portland. Back there on the taxiway is another Southwest 737-800, and he is operating as Flight 3251, arriving from Houston Hobby. Right here on this taxiway, we have United Stars and Bars Airbus A320, and he is operating as Flight 1845, departing for San Fran. Okay, let's go to the international terminal. Back here we have an Interjet Airbus A320. Interjet is operating as Flight 991, and he'll be departing for Cancun. We have the Air Canada 787, and he is operating as Flight 791, and he arrived from Toronto. Next to him, an Emirates 777 that should not be there, but he will be going to Dubai. Then we have a Virgin Atlantic 787. He is operating as Flight 7 and arrived from London Heathrow. Then we have a Cathay Pacific 777-300, and he is operating as Flight 884, and he arrived from Hong Kong. Then we have the Air France A380 Super Heavy, and he is operating as Air France Flight 65, departing for Paris Charles de Gaulle. Then we have a LATAM 787. He is operating as Flight 600, and he arrived from Lima, Peru. Alright, so let's go to the Delta Terminal, Terminals B. I'm going to start off with the Alaska flights. We have an Alaska 737-900 with split scimitars operating as Flight 739, and he arrived from Baltimore, Washington. Then we have the 737-800 Salmon 30 Salmon operating as Flight 418. He arrived from Seattle. And then last but not least for Alaska, we have the Alaska 738 new livery operating as Flight 6. Will be departing for Washington Reagan. Okay, Delta, we have Delta 738. 738 operating as Flight 877 arrived from Indianapolis. The Delta 777 200 is operating as Flight 185 and he will be departing for Shanghai. Alright, now next we have the Delta 757-200 and the 757-200 in the Sky Team livery. Blank brain fart there. 752 Sky Team. Oh, here we go. We have operating as Flight 1196 and he will be departing for OGG Kauai. Kahului, however you want to say it. Then next to him we have a Delta A319 and he is operating as Flight 2434 and he will be departing for Nashville. Okay, next to him is the Delta Airbus A320. He is operating as Flight 1577 and he will be departing for New Orleans. Then we have the Delta 737-700 and he is operating as Flight 2036 and he arrived, from Oakland. Next to him is the Delta 717. He is operating as Flight 1601 and arrived from Phoenix. Alright, next we have the Delta 763 and he is operating as Delta Flight 101 and will be departing for Atlanta. I have a feeling he will be making a connection to a transatlantic flight or South American flight. That is a international flight number. Next to him is the Delta 739. He is operating as Flight 1719 and he arrived from Minneapolis, St. Paul. Then we have the beautiful Delta 752 in regular livery. He is operating as Flight 1706 and he arrived from Detroit Metro. Then back there in the corner we have the 753 and he is operating as Flight 1559 and he will be departing for Honolulu. Alright, now let's go over here to the regional terminal. Right here we have a United Express CRJ 705, which is operating as Flight 5411, and he arrived from San Antonio. Next we have an American Eagle E170. He is operating as Flight 6019, and he arrived from Houston Intercontinental. Then we have a American Eagle CRJ 700, and he is operating as Flight 3013, and he will be departing for Tucson. Two more aircraft. We have the Delta CRJ 700. He is operating as Flight 4591, and will be arrived from Sacramento. And then last but not least, the Delta E170 operating as Flight 5773, and he arrived from San Jose, California. Alright guys, and would my special assistant guest like to add anything to the video before we end?
Yes.
Okay.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gemini Group 1975. He has great content, will not be sorry. Same thing for Aviation Winnipeg, Cutter Airways Fan 101, and of course myself.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, I totally agree. Everyone, please go subscribe to Aviation Winnipeg, Cutter Airways Fan 101, and Bryce's Aviation and Sirens. You will not be disappointed. They have amazing content and are amazing assistants when it comes to making these videos. So thank you guys. As usual, I do not do trivia questions on airport updates. I did a long time ago, but now that they're getting to ridiculous lengths, I pretty much stopped. So anyways, thank you so much, guys, for helping me. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. In the very, very near future, hopefully in the next, well, definitely within the next month, I will be unveiling the Toronto airport, and I will be doing Toronto updates. So thank you, guys. Look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the next video.